This is Zora Lou, the Comedy Vixen, live here with the Reddy review. What's up, Reddy?
What's good with you? How you doing today?
Good, good, man. How you feeling?
Shoot, I'm maintaining, man. Trying to get some sleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see you
Yeah.
sent me some links or whatever, trying to interrupt my bedside Baptist. But I mean, I might slide through church on Saturday via what
Yeah.
Zoom.
Nah, you too. 6 p.m. to go church. 6 p.m. to go church.
I might check
Saturday.
it out since we used to
Shit.
church hop.
Right before you go to the club, you can go to church for a little bit.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, Reddy, who we rolling with first today for the Reddy review?
First, we got SGE Cash.
Okay.
You got a Baltimore. We got a song.
SGE Cash. Looks like you sent me Drippy. Okay.
Yep.
Say shit. Listen up. Got no time for that, love me or love me not. On my way to the top and I gotta climb. Niggas go line them up if he out of line. And then on the trigger, you get fine like mine. Yeah, the bitch, yeah, I'm dripping. Don't get it confused, you gon' get a pie. Yeah, I got them hitters with me. You bet hold the universe on your side. Yeah, little bitch, I'm dripping. Don't get it confused, I get a pie. Yeah, I got them hitters with me. Bet hold the universe on your side. Yeah, bitch, I'm the go, you can't steal my style. Like a thing, I make it bitch open wide. Rock this bitch at the beat like a lullaby. Got the belly good streak and I'm in my prime. Like a goon, you a fool, you a dummy shooter. Make a move back to truth like he hula hooping. Just can't say that you loyal, you gotta prove it. Unless some substantial shit, we gon' private school. Like a regular rabbi and we wrestle. Treat that boy like a roach, how we stab on him. Bet that back always working, no rest on him. I get sitting, he got tested, blessed on him. But I'm good where I go, I ain't gotta say it. He's so shit on IG, I know how to play it. And I ain't gonna respond, let him take it back. Then we boom in his room, yeah, we done him bad. Moving minutes in my soul, just screaming nah. I might you in the sauce and go bless his side. Hit the bitch with the dick, I'm gon' bless her knife. Let the kid then I kiss, now she hold me tight. Put the love on the bed like it's ticket beat. I ain't need to go step with my tip and need it. It was live for a second and demons me. Smooth criminal, I'm just
SGE Cash Drippy out of Baltimore. What made you select this track for today?
He's just been working in the studio, so I was just let me play one of his joints, support him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got a good team behind him, so that's good.
Okay.
You just need to find that one song that'll just take him to the next level. Really, that's just what he missing. Really.
Right. So, as far as his team, they came down to Atlanta just to record, or networking too.
Record networking,
Okay.
just to get out the city.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Looks like everybody go to Atlanta to record these days, especially all the gossip I hear on Clubhouse.
Yeah, you gotta connect, man. Shoot, everybody gotta come to Atlanta. So it's the black Hollywood. So yeah, you gotta come down here to connect with people. You know what I'm saying?
I respect.
Even though we ain't got the record labels, we still got the movers and shakers. Everybody come to Atlanta.
I definitely agree. All right. So it looks like next on the list we have Raleigh Bands in the Hood. Okay.
whole lot of bands in the hood, whole lot of hands, I would. Niggas still playing in the trap, spin it all, make it all back. Niggas offering all cap, know what I'm saying, all facts. Beat rolls in my pants, they seeing all racks. I ran off a check. Whole lot of bands in the hood, whole lot of hands, I would. Niggas still playing in the trap, spin it all, make it all back. Niggas offering all cap, know what I'm saying, all facts. Beat rolls in my pants, they seeing all racks. I ran off a check. I put the whole hood on my back, told them don't cut me slack. I ain't gon' play with them on wax, I'm gon' speak number facts. Them boys ain't keep that shit a stack, now they can't double back. Them times I won't give up on rap, nigga, where was you at? Yeah, niggas too fresh, they snakes, too much on my plate. Yeah, niggas saying what he gon' take, won't happen today. Yeah, no one there when I'm straight, you won't lose your face. See, I think that this shit a marathon, it ain't a race. Yeah, still got bills to pay, nigga know I'm straight. But no, I tap in day to day with my boys on the way. Yeah, making sure that they stand dangerous. Cause I know niggas hate it that I made this. Whole lot of bands in the hood,
Whole lot of bands in the hood. Raleigh. Why'd you pick this track?
Just the vibe of it. Like I be hearing a lot of rap music, but it's just if you can be melodic with it and they got a vibe to it, I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? I can't complain about it.
It reminds me of that track where the guy was like, got it out the mud or whatnot. That kind of like vibe, a little slow vibe. It's kind of a
Mm-hmm.
typical beat, but yeah. I can rock with it. I definitely want to, hear his follow up songs and, see what direction he really wants to go in because people make music. I guess he's basically saying that he's going through things. It sounds like, his friends probably not really rocking with him, but he's still trying to push his career.
Hmm.
You can hear the passion behind his voice when he made the track or wrote it at least. So
I
sometimes
feel that.
yeah, you getting money, but then people getting mad because it's like, ain't that the point for us to get money and move ahead?
Everybody ain't trying to move ahead. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Sometimes your own friends be your ops.
it's wrong, man. It's wrong. Looks like we got Vonnie D nervous. Okay, let's see what she rocking with. Vonnie D's a female, correct? Based on the album
Yeah,
art.
she a female.
All right, bet. The
Hi, Little Bob here to let you know that my mama.
while little Bob doing his ad. How does this audio mat work? Do I need to, subscribe in order to prevent these commercials from coming on? Like sign up to pay for an account or what?
You maybe you should because I don't think I got. Nah, but I'm signed up too, and I still get the commercials. So I
Oh,
don't
they
think it's
worse
a
than
paid
YouTube.
thing either. It's just, huh?
They worse than
Yeah,
YouTube.
they're just trying to make that money. They got to sell their ad space.
I feel you. Hold, let me run this
Yeah.
back. Vonnie D. Nervous.
I know you worth it. No, Shawty got me taking risks. I know you worth it. No other things instead to make you nervous. I know I can get you in on my purpose. And you ain't gotta stress. I know you nervous. You got me taking risks. I know you worth it. No other things instead to make you nervous. I know I can get you in on my purpose. You ain't gotta stress. I know you nervous. Up into the sunrise to hear your ringtone. But them Jordan ones, girl, put them heels on. I know you're nervous. And for all my bitch, you know you work it. So it's like you keep me motivated. Your heart don't wanna break me, but I know you feel this tension. If you're always moving on a mission, what gets you nervous? What gets your mind racing? Who got you swerving? Working to the day, and you feel it ain't worth it. Yeah, I get you wet, girl, I know my purpose. Shawty got me taking risks, I know you worth it. Know all the things instead to make you nervous. I know I can get you in on my purpose. And you ain't gotta stress, I know you're nervous. You got me taking risks, I know you worth it. Know all the things instead to make you nervous. I know I can get you in on my purpose. You ain't gotta stress, I know you're nervous. Like when you tryna get that shit wet like a tide pool, who you call up. Don't need you shy about this hustle, ain't no fucking up. Need you like my backbone, something just to hold me up. And she gon' play nervous, this, Birkin bags and Billy trucks, and you gon' always.
Sound like she did a feature for somebody on the track or whatnot.
Mhm.
So you think is she a melodic singer or
Yeah,
why
that was her rapping too.
Okay.
Yeah. She just real melodic with her music. I guess she a female for the females, so that's what she be talking about.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, we try not to, well, I learned in Clubhouse not
Oh
to.
yeah, my bad. Female, you can't say female. Woman. She's a woman for the women. My bad. I just thought like, oh dang, I said the wrong thing. My bad. Is it you say woman though, right?
Look, I don't know, but they basically was like, don't compare women artists to other women artists. And then someone was like, well, it's not too many people to choose from because we didn't have a plethora of rap females out there compared to the amount of MCs that we had for men, right?
True.
Like even if you go to a rap battle, we're still outnumbered. Women are still outnumbered, right?
Mm-hmm.
I personally was like, okay, I understand because people are like, oh, they compare this one chick to like Raw Digga, Eve, Foxy Brown, the flow she gave. One guy was like, oh, sound like Missy. Well, she didn't rap like Missy, but when she started doing her rhyme and her cadence at the end of her words, she was swagging out like Missy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't stand the rain. Like, you know what I mean? But she kind of was rapping like that flow, so it was kind of catchy. But as far as Vonnie D, only reason why I want to comment so like in depth, I honestly, she should have gave me her storyline of what she's down the ride for a guy that might be nervous about getting jammed up. You know what I mean? Like she's basically questioning the guy. You know, whatever got you nervous.
I thought it was about a female though. I thought she was talking about a female.
It's kind of blended to me. It ain't really direct. Even if she might be on the other side of the track, it's still like, you know, she ain't really being direct about who Bay is and who's whatever you got you nervous, because, you know, the pronouns and stuff like that is really, you know, in and out to me. Because I mean, I don't know, but I definitely think she should have gave me, like, I would rather her come on rapping or come with the hook and then rap or whatever, right?
And then save it for later. I feel you.
Yeah, because the bridge could have been that, you know, acapella first verse that she gave. Well, not acapella, but the first verse she gave, the more harmonized, and she could have did that on the bridge. But I would suggest that she would have, you know, gave that storyline in that rap and limit saying the name of the song so much unless it's the hook. That's my opinion. Because I don't need to hear nervous to rhyme your other words inside of the rap, you know, well, inside of the Yeah, so I mean, I liked when she started rapping. I was like, let me listen longer, because normally we don't play the songs that long. So, but you picked her because she was coming with something different. She tried, you know, she did come with the lyricism, not be so direct, but avoid the word constant saying, you know, the name of the song. That's me personally.
My favorite, but you know, nowadays people just keep it so simple.
Paranoid. She could have named this track Paranoid.
Yeah, but you know, man, you gotta stand. After Migos did the whole thing, the Hannah Montana, all that stuff's like, and people love that stuff. So it's just like, they want to, if they want to just say the name or the whole way through the hook, I can't complain about that. At least I know what the top of the song is about. But somebody being nervous.
The beat carried Hannah Montana. Boom, doom, doom, doom. Hannah Montana. Like they already had that. Like we in the club and we just like this, ready for the next, you know, thing to shake or whatever.
That's Atlanta though. The beat's always gonna carry songs.
Yeah, but everybody not there in order to get that crowd, you know. And then that won't their first single they drop. Think about it. If you knew they are microwave, consumers. They want a new track every month. You're not gonna spend all day recording a really classic song for somebody you know only gonna listen to it for a month and a half, and then they on to the next track. So Hannah Montana, you know, if they had a TikTok back in the day, they would have came up with some Hannah Montana dance. So I mean, I still honor timeless music, even though microwave consumers, they're like, give me something every month, because they now a fan of you. When you don't have fans, you really have to build. You really have to come up. With that being said, Reddy, what is the topic for today?
The topic for today is do your research, because it's a lot of tales being told, the lies we tell, basically. You gotta check people's credentials out here.
This is true. I found myself between this morning and last week looking up some of these clubhouse rooms and why these people trashing other people's music and stuff like that, right? You know how they say the person cooking the food might be the owner of the restaurant one day, right? They don't look at these folks like that, because you could be tearing down somebody that might be somebody's industry son or a nephew or whoever, right? And they gonna come back across you because you violated them and embarrassed them, right? I mean, they were talking about trash can juice. I will help the butler will help me take your song out with the trash can, like all kind of stuff. It was so raw and inappropriate to the point where I was like, let me sit in this room just to see who allows themselves to be disrespected like this, and just to see who these people are. So after looking up those 12 people, I'm sitting back like, never heard of you. What have you done? You know what I mean? And one guy was like, Grammy nominated, and I'm like, let me Google his name, or let me see what he put. When you say all that, what project was it? I want to know. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's for real. Cause people be trying to be saying they Grammy nominated or they won a Grammy. Some people be saying they won a Grammy and they ain't got nowhere near a Grammy. Ain't even nominated. The people that get nominated, they be like, oh, I'm a Grammy nominated producer, but when they were only a musician on the track. So it's just a lot of fudging going on. And then it could be situations where people will claim credits, like, say I'm in the room with such and such. Say I'm in the room with Young Thug, but I'm just in the room, and people will claim they got credit with Young Thug when they were just in the room.
But when
ain't like you actually did something.
Yeah, but when you get credit, shouldn't it be like documented from like ASCAP, BMI, you know?
The lowest level of credit you can get is you assistant engineer, or say the engineer need to take a break and you need to step in and record for a second. You come in and record for a second. Okay, you can claim that credit. Okay, I recorded such and such. I did that before.
Yeah.
Such with Akon's engineer wasn't in town. He had to leave. I had to go step in and record Gucci Mane. So I decided I recorded Gucci Mane because I had to step in and record Gucci Mane.
Right.
For an Akon feature. Right. So I can claim stuff like that. But certain people just be in the room. And that's the one thing too. Be careful who you put in the room too, because people be wanting to take credit. So like say they do split sheets, and then say a song blow up, and they be like they could claim that they got a percentage on that record, that they helped out on that record just by being in the room. But so be careful who you got in the room too.
Don't you have to contribute to some type of the written lyrics or something?
It don't. When it comes to this money, everybody out here trying to get a piece. Everybody trying to get a piece of this money. So basically, if you be careful you got in the room, because I'll be in the room with such and such, and his song pop off, I could be like, yo, I helped out with that, and I ain't had nothing to do with it.
Right.
But just by being in the room, I could say, yeah, I was there this time. Even if my name don't, even if they did a split sheet that day, and everything was above board, and somebody come back behind later and say, yo, I helped out on that. Mm-hmm. I want my 5%. I want my 10%. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything.
So if they
it's
brought
been a lot of
stories
stories
and then sat down in the room, you gotta kick them out.
Yeah, like if you gotta be careful with people, man. Even it could be say it's Young Thug's crew. Yeah. And the dude in the crew got a problem with Young Thug, and he want to claim credit on one of the songs. He could hold up all that money. That money could be held up, just sitting in the bank because they can't get the paperwork done correctly on the record. I didn't see instance where a major artist wanted to claim more percentage on the record than the main artist of the song. The featured artists want to claim more percentage because they own the song. They feel like they made the song, so they want more money off the song. I didn't seen that happen. So I don't want to say no names, but yeah, I seen it happen.
So if a featured artist is bigger than the artist that owns the hook and the beginning verse of the bridge.
Yeah, but the main artist used to be a big time artist, but they came back out and asked them for a feature because this artist is starting to bubble up. Mm-hmm. And if you know who I'm talking about. If you know, because it's hip hop. Okay. And it's a woman. So if you know the name, you know who I'm talking about. Because they were popping at the time. They were the only one popping at the time. But they wanted more money for the record, more percentage, because they felt like they made the record. So it just the game out here is just how it's getting played. Even if you paid them for a feature, they could still want more percentage on the publishing. Even if you paid them for a feature. Yeah, you could be like, okay, you wrote the verse. All right, it's 50-50. So, or 50-50, 100-100. So 50 is writing, 50 for production. So the 50 is the writing. So say if you get a feature, that might cost you 10% of that side, the 20 or 50% might cost you 10%. But they can come back and say, I want 20% because I feel like I made the record. But they only gave you a verse. The verse is only about 10%, 12% at the most.
The way to breakdown of the production and then the verse.
Hook is a certain amount of money, a certain percentage, and all that stuff. So they can come back and hit you with all that.
So with that being said, someone can double back and want credit for this, want credit for that, and so basically, there's people online that can claim since they was sitting in a room that they have certain credentials, even though they have no work ethic, didn't put any input in, didn't write a lyric, didn't adjust the sound quality, didn't engineer, didn't press a button, they didn't even turn the light switch on in the room. They just sat there. You can invite somebody, you could invite one of the shorties over to come through the studio. They could just be sitting in the room. And she can say, my vibes in the room help him create this awesome sound. Where my money?
Sometimes it could be like, yo, change this lineup, or they gave you a word or something, and they want credit. And if you don't get your stand for it right then and there, they might not give you that credit later on. So you better stand right there for that credit. Then, but look, I need that 1% because people be wanting that percentage. Yeah, I work with Philippine. I know he passed away, but I work with Philippine, and he be promising people credit, and he won't give it to them. So it's a shiesty game out here. I was sitting right there when you said, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you this." So later back on, they came through and they was like, "Yo, am I gonna get that percentage off this record?" And I'm like, I don't know. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's what y'all do. I don't know. I was there. I heard him when he said it, but I don't know.
Right.
I can't be in charge of that. That's not my position. I got records now that I'm like, dang, if I put this joint out, he said, such as get a piece here. He said, such get a piece there. He just took this person off the record, and I'm like, dang, you took him off the record. And they come back and say, yo, I helped write the hook. When I know they didn't write the hook because I was right there when he was coming up with the hook.
Right.
They come back and say, just because that's how greedy people can be. I got one person. Go ahead.
I mean, just the idea of, so this is what I'm starting to notice. I'm seeing these people, say, oh, I'm an A&R for this company, that company, or whatever, right? But how big do they have to be for their credentials to really be valid? I mean, say someone's in Florida, but they don't never go to Atlanta to work with no major artists, don't go to none of the major studios in Atlanta, don't do anything as far as Atlanta. They're not even invited to do. Matter of fact, they in Florida, they don't even get invited to Revolt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how can they give music reviews and they don't have no experience?
They out here frauding. But it depends. Like you got
who gonna regulate the frauding? Like, why do we let this go on?
It can't be regulated. You got people out here claiming to be the artists, booking shows, taking people's money.
I mean,
saying this is my email.
Did that and got away with it because the artist was like, "That's fam from the block. Let it go. Let them have their money." Because they basically like, you paying taxes, bro.
Could be.
No, I'm telling you facts. Like, there's an artist that allow people to book shows, and somebody say, "Oh, he ain't show up," and he'd be like, "I just take the L, them the homies." Like, at what point do the streets let you go, man? Like, you gonna be blackballed forever? You know what I mean?
Hey, man, you gotta pay the fee.
Oh,
protection fee. But nah, it's just, you just gotta know, like, man, I could sit here and say I'm such and such, I did this and that, and you wouldn't be able to tell. You couldn't check. Like I said, I got connections at Atlantic. Unless you could call up, unless you know somebody that's with Atlantic, or whoever, and call them and say, yo, does such work with you, or this and that, you wouldn't know. Because there's so many people out here gullible when they spend their bread, hungry, thirsty, whatever you want to call it, that just willing to do whatever it takes to get to that level. They be out here paying, but you got people paying for slots on Clubhouse to get their music played for regular people.
And so that's why I was wondering who is going to set it straight. Now, I know there hasn't been any music conferences where people they always send the assistant, or they don't really send the head guy no more. Like, I haven't been to a nice music conference since that time we was in Atlanta, maybe it was like 2014. I had just moved back. It was down at the hotel. It was down off Portland. You remember what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
That's the last music conference I've been to that had quality people in the room. Like, you look around and all these people had credentials, and they was genuine, you know? Maybe the new wave of like A&Rs or whoever not really giving people that quality like I'm used to seeing, you know, even though I was there just looking, you know, taking up the atmosphere because I was in media. But so my direct question to you, Reddy, as far as like doing credentials, how did you know, like, how does someone need to like thoroughly look up who they're dealing with? Because say you get invited to a studio for a listening session, right? You come there, somebody give you $200, right? Because they said they want a couple of your beats. How do you know who you sold your beats to? Like, how do you know who they are and what they're doing with your music? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I wouldn't know.
So before you meet with somebody, would you just, you call around to someone? Like, what support system do these artists have in order to get the proper credentials on somebody before they give them their beats, supposedly sold their beats for $200, even though no paperwork was exchanged?
I don't know. Like I don't even deal with people like that unless I know who's who or know who you connected to, and I'll ask. Like if you say you such and such, I'll go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll go to Travis. Yeah, I go to Travis if I need to know about. If he gonna vouch for you, he don't vouch for you then.
But how did he?
I didn't ask him about somebody.
But how do these folks find a mentor that's not going to tax them every time they call their phone? Like there's no grandfathering system no more where it's like I see the talent, the vision, the hustle in this person. Let me take them on the wing. I mean, honestly, I was found myself one time interning for someone who was double dipping on folks. You know, they would sign an artist just to collect 2 checks. You know what I'm saying? And then I sat back and looked. You know, he would sit on people's projects just to get them to pay him more money. And I'm like, this is wrong. And then I get on Clubhouse to see him in these rooms out here, you know, still getting his hustle on. When is someone going to stand up and say that ain't right? Like me, I could say what I want to say all day. But then when I find your business card in my old boxes of stuff, you know, because I keep the crates, right? I will show people you're frauding. I will show people where you didn't go, how far what you was doing didn't work out. Like, I know for a fact, when the check stopped with this one person that he kept saying, oh yeah, I really believe in you. You know, you got to give me something else, you know, kept making her spend money to record, kept paying a retainer fee every month just to even talk to him on the phone. Right. But then when the check stopped, that's it. But you kept lying and say you believed in this person. If you knew the money was if you knew the gold pot was at the end of the rainbow, why you cut her off like that? Like someone pay you that much money to lie? The money meant that much to you, so you lie to these people? You get what I'm saying?
That's how it is, though. It's the game.
It is like the lies.
That's like
the lies is what got me. Not paying somebody to give you insight. It's the lies.
That's like
for me. It's the lies.
That's like you sitting here telling the parents your son can make it to the NBA, but you gotta pay me such amount of money. You know, knowing that they're not gonna make it, or they're not gonna get with unless they ain't got the bread. You ain't gonna stay with them.
But
it's the same thing.
Your parents gonna look at your height. They're going to look at the schools they send you to. They're going to look at, you know, your overall development. It's so many factors that go into that. You can only lie. Like, for example, if you know this kid not going to grow past a certain height, the dribbling ain't there, the shooting ain't there, you already know because you see that. I'm talking about someone who has talent and all she needed was someone to put her out there, and that's what she was paying for, and she never got it.
They wasn't invested in that person. They really wasn't. It was just about the check, and that's how the game is. So you gotta know who you dealing with. And you gotta ask around, and it's just like the main thing to me is like if say you want to get into this business, like especially in Atlanta, you got to go to the recording studios. You gotta get you an internship or hang around or try to get in with somebody, book a session to get around the people that you know moving and shaking.
The album listening parties is good networking too.
Yeah, that too. Stuff like that. Like it gotta be legit stuff. Right. Like even making the magazines legit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's built his name up. But you gotta get to these events. But like I think it's called rap tracks or something. Like they all right. It's just they not the people in the business ain't moving like they're supposed to be moving for the business.
You mentioned Making It Mag, right?
Yeah.
So I mean that publication's been around a long time. I think since when we went to Core DJs back in 2009, right? Or something.
Yeah, it's been that long.
So
about 10 years.
I know for a fact he would put people, well, you know, he'll put people in there so you can get an insight on who's who or whatever, right? But I think he probably either went electronic or he's local now, where you have to be in the Black Hollywood area of music to really get that vibe. I'm just saying, like, you know, there's so many people want to be an artist. I know it's like you gotta do your research. It's kind of like doing homework or something.
Yeah, you gotta do your homework. Like when I went to intern for Icon Studios, I did my research on who owned the studio. I looked up Stone Stafford, looked up Tasha Stafford. I looked up all of them to see who's who and what they doing. I knew they was legit. I know they weren't on no funny business, and they actually like that I looked them up.
Right.
They like stuff like that, so it's just it helps you out. It makes you look better. It means you cared enough to know who these people are.
Thorough. It makes you look thorough, sincere, and serious.
And I don't deal with nobody unless I Google them and I find out some information on them. I don't deal with anybody.
Yeah.
Like, cause everybody tell you this, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and that for you. And there's a lot of fugazi people out here. Right. Especially in certain areas. I know for a fact that people might try to take advantage of you. Cause I know people up top, they would definitely try to take advantage of you. That's why I like Atlanta the most, because it's like people won't keep it real with you. They're not gonna be on some, oh, you know what I'm saying? But when you start dealing with people that come from other places, that's when it gets a little shaky. Like, because people come from Chicago, Detroit, New York, all over. But people from down south usually the most legit people you deal with, honestly.
Okay. And then, so could a A&R be redeemed if they got removed from a label from scamming? Right? Could they be redeemed?
Yeah, but the word get around that they was scamming. I don't think labels gonna touch them like that anymore unless they got a connection with somebody, a relationship. They're not gonna deal with you like that anymore.
I was just curious, because it's been some time, and I ain't really did my research on what that person's actively doing for redemption or whatever. But
and I used to tell you back in the day, yo, who you want to work with people? I'm like, yo, who's such? I look them up and be like, there ain't much on these people. What you got going on with these people? You remember that? And I'd be like, yo.
Yeah, because it's like everybody always hit me up. Then I thought about it. I'm like, I don't really want to do music because everybody want me to spend money, but anybody tried to manage me to invest in me, So I really didn't want to deal with anybody that was like, oh, studio time 125. I said, what the hell am I supposed to get that? I don't sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, you ain't got no investors. So the more they try to pick you as an artist to see how you gonna get the money to pay them to do nothing for you, you gonna record me, but then I don't have.
And then the studio would be trash too, and I'd be like, what is this?
Right. And remember that time somebody was like, oh, it's $500 an hour. We were like, but you in your basement.
Nobody paying no $500 an hour.
Or folks be having like $2 million worth of equipment and don't do nothing with it. It just be sitting there. And I'm like, okay, so
let us work.
Set up a studio so we can work, or like, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what about that time somebody wanted to buy our song, right? And we sat on our song for a whole year. Just think, we could have sold it to other people or whatnot. But I mean, it's all about us we weren't even naive. We weren't green. It was like, we had more music, so we wasn't loyal like that. We like, all right, we got other tracks. We'll wait a year.
We could come up with something else.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we was always like, we wasn't scared to come out with all this stuff.
The deposit. Don't sit on nothing unless they gave you a deposit.
Because we was like, yo, what's up, man?
And then you
kept
meeting new people. You like, okay, so what we finna do with them? Oh, y'all gonna work together. We like, bruh, no. He was trying to create what? Hootie and the Blowfish, bro. I'm good.
Man, that'd be some crazy situations. We got some stories to tell one day.
Yeah, but shoot, this is the Reddy review. We're gonna wrap it up because Reddy got things to do. Engineering full time, so that could be rough or whatever, and daddy daycare or whatnot. But what is it? Do your research. If you only spend money if you have it. I don't suggest paying for music reviews on a platform where the quality is being, condensed. And you need
know your budget.
Yeah, you need your one-on-one review directly with that person. Now, you
I don't even like that sometimes. Like Blaze Track, I ain't even like stuff like that. Or you got to pay a fee to people listen to hear your music stuff. Like I don't even care about stuff like that. My thing is get to the consumer the best way you can. If you ain't got videos out, spend that money on the video. Yeah, I pay for some radio. Even online radio, I pay for stuff like that. Cool.
Yeah, I'll pay for radio spins before I pay somebody to tell me, oh, your music ain't there. It's like you're one person out of all these people because you want to sell to the consumer. You want to get that direct feedback. Like if you didn't pay for 500 spins and ain't nobody start following you there, ain't nobody start Googling you, your SEO going up, none of that. If it is what it is. Because I heard some trash music, but there's somebody that might like it.
Yeah, for sure.
It might not be my taste. They might have connected with you on the lyrics or the expression or how you felt on that track. So I don't know. Do your research before you start paying people to tell you no or whatever.
Yeah, like I don't even want people to pay me to get the review of their music. To be honest with you.
I mean, folks ask us to review their tracks or whatever, or can we get on your show? And I'm like, that's cool, but you got to come with some substance. Because I'm very
I'm not trying to cut your music up. I'm not really trying to chop your stuff up for sure. Like I don't mind giving out reviews and stuff, but it's like I want people to be better. Like I want to be to a level where back in like 96 to 98 where there was a hit song every week coming out. I want to get back to that level in music. Until we get back to that level, that's where I'm at right now. Like I'd rather build up a bunch of artists, say, hey, I work on this, work on that, get your hook to be catchier. I gotta feel you in your lyrics, all that kind of stuff. I need all that from you. Like just giving reviews just to make money off of you. That's cool and all, but
Yeah. I was on Time to Grind radio last night doing reviews, and this guy was just chopping people up. But I mean, at the day, yeah, if you're gonna be like, oh, it's garbage, it's trash, whatever, you have to tell them to break down the song.
You gotta get reasons.
Yeah, like one guy was like, look, you cluttered your song with your ad libs, or make sure you mix your beat to match how you doing your music. You don't have to let the beat flow the whole time. Drop it out some, you know what I mean? Pause the track, let them get that emphasis. Like I said, that's how you do a music review. It was trash. It's trash because he don't have the right criticism. Nothing's really trash because somebody took time to make a beat to let you rap on it, or you bought it to rap on it. Somebody sat there and pressed record. So it ain't all the way trash. It's just not there because you don't have direction. So
yeah, you don't know. You might not know. Like I didn't know. Everybody, you don't know.
And then people be like,
it's a feeling.
Garbage juice. I'm like, yo, well, who are you? Who are you working with? And I'm like, people trying to get popularity over negativity, and I'm not here for it. And that's they made me a moderator, bro. I was muting folks' mic mid-sentence. You talking about violating? I was like, respectfully, we not having that today. I even kicked somebody out the room, and it ain't my room. Like, I don't care. If you can go back and say whoever, I'm not with the violating the people. Because say if I had a song and I thought it was me, this is me. This is what I want to bring to the music platform. This is who I want to be. I don't want to sound like Cardi. I don't want to sound like Megan. And somebody told me, oh, that's garbage juice. Well, but you're pushing an artist, and they not even dumpster juice, but they not even to go McDonald's either. You get what I'm saying? So who are you? Like, y'all gotta do y'all research, get the credentials, like investigate who you dealing with and who you take.
And also when you dealing with these people that want to be up and coming A&Rs and all this other stuff, a lot of them don't even do music, so they don't know. They don't do nothing with music. So it's just like, and I be looking at them like, come on, yo, you can't be serious like that. Because a lot of people get jobs in the record labels, and out of touch, and they don't know nothing. And it be like, if you ain't never recorded a song, rapped, sang in a church or something,
artist development, start from the ground up.
Even if you was a manager and you helped give direction, I'll give you that. But if you just came in from, it don't matter wherever you came in from, say you want to be an A&R because you think you know good music. That's cool. No, you might think Soulja Boy was hot at one moment, but at the end of the day, Soulja Boy was hot for that moment. He was gonna be for that moment. He was hot. He started a whole new trend, but after that, is he gonna last forever? No.
He was club TikTok in the club.
He was TikTok before TikTok.
Club TikTok.
So it's just like they might, like, even with the Migos, like now they fading out. They girlfriends is bigger than them, and wives is bigger than them now. So it's like they fading because they couldn't come up with classic music. They could only come up with a certain style of music. It wasn't gonna last so long. That's why they tried to hit you over the head with a certain amount of music. But at one time, people was just like, "Yo, you sound like I'm hearing the same thing over and over again," because they couldn't switch it up. So that's how you gotta understand. Like, if I'm an A&R, I gotta be with somebody that's gonna last a long time, some longevity. Like the quick bag is cool and all, but
find them some writers. Find them the people who gonna keep.
Little Baby is a perfect example. He got the streets on lock. People love him from the streets. He's from Atlanta. Everybody love him. They love him. He and his music is good music. It's not like it's just some catchy popcorn. I'm throwing me. He's actually putting time into his music. So it's just, you got to know who you're dealing with, because some people is A&R and they could think they could have thought such and such was the next big thing. Like, oh, he's crazy. He gonna last forever. You got to just know. Some people just don't know.
Be lying like, oh, you got a hit, it's a go. Y'all gotta break it down to them. I think you need to tweak this, do that, add some of this or whatever, and then you can take that track on. Because me personally, if I had some real people that'd be like, yo, well, I know you used to kick me out the studio a lot, but I mean, but see, it's all about a manager. If I had the right manager, people wouldn't be like, oh, Shorty got an attitude all the time. I don't have no attitude, but I can't hear the work. Yeah. Because you either gonna do business, take this check, or you're gonna get cut. And I'm talking about with a knife. I don't play no games. Like, I was dead serious. But the problem, Reddy? When I wanted to come up here and do music, I do my credentials, I look up people, whatever. I'm like, yo, hey, I'm trying to get some studio time or whatever. What's y'all rate? Oh, $25 an hour? That's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm like, I told my people, I need you to come with me to the studio session, whatever, right? Or I would drive to my homie because, he was trustworthy, record with him or whatnot. But, people was like, oh, we ain't got no available time. So then I called under a different name. Be like, I need to book some studio time. All right, yeah, we open tomorrow. I said, for real? So then I called back. I was like, yo, man, this is such. They be like, oh, my bad. I'm like, so what's the deal? They ain't want me recording there because they feel like I ain't being friendly. Like, nigga, you gonna get ran over. I ain't playing no games. You know what I'm saying? But see, folks think I'm gonna take that personal. I'm gonna take it as somebody who don't want no money, and you not serious business. I don't want to record with somebody and give them credit for my work, and you sleazy. It don't go down like that. Because I've only really recorded 4 studios ever. Nah, it ain't going down like that. Nah, but definitely research. Yep.
Yeah, and next week I think we're gonna talk about. I think the topic gonna be artists. You need to listen. We gotta talk to the artists because y'all need to listen. I need to listen. That's gonna be next week,
recording, as far as
everything,
lyricism or branding.
Everything, branding, directions. A lot of times, artists will get songs. They didn't want the beats. This beat's crazy, and they ain't want it. I've heard all these stories, and we're gonna talk about that next week.
In addition to that, do you think artists need to have patience instead of listening? Do they have patience? Because, when someone gets, how I put it, when you're working remote with someone, right, trying to work with their schedule, trying to pull them along, tell them to jump out on faith, you know what I mean? Because I remember when we went to Atlanta, we ain't had no jobs at all, you know what I mean? But we was determined, you feel me? So when folks be making all these excuses, but then I sit back, they buy weed, they buy liquor, they tricking off. I'm like, well, man, you need to cut back so you can come up. But
that money could have went to something more productive. Yeah, no, for real. We'll have that conversation. It's a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, it's a lot to talk about.
I don't want to get too in detail, but so even though, so this is why I think I really said let's do this radio review, because I know how to talk to people. I've been in different avenues. I kept all my connects to the point where I can call somebody and let them know I'm coming in town. They're like, "What's up?" You know what I mean? And that's if I'm in Virginia. If I'm down in the Georgia area, even my people up in Massachusetts and Boston, you feel what I'm saying? And then now I'm here, I'm not really out there like that as far as the comedy world or whatever, right? But with that being said, with my resources, and then you keeping your resources, right? And you could say you in town, and I call up somebody and get you a show. Won't you say, hey, I appreciate you having me at this packed venue. Let me rock out, getting this footage, making it happen in these certain amount of hours. When someone don't think that's good enough and decide to dick ride somebody else, right? Or I plug you in with my valuable recording studio that I would go to where I could get my work done for a certain price. When I give you my resources and I'm still not good enough to be your manager and make things happen, why would you leave that? I don't tax you to waste my resources. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me personally, I wouldn't mind managing somebody, but like you said, the artists need to listen. You need to catch what we doing. Outdo me. If you're gonna leave me, outdo me. Don't dick ride somebody else because you think, oh, they got their mixtape flood in the streets. Bruh, we could go pay a street team to put your mixtape on everybody's car. What you want to do? But the world of street promotions ain't there. You can hit more people on the internet by playing these blogs to post your music. You know what I'm saying? Do something to go viral.
Yeah. And back then I was trying to build connections, and all you had to do is put up the bread, and I was going to build the connections with these people. Because it wasn't about the money, it was about the connections to these people as far as such and such. Like, yo, I'm trying to put some money in somebody else's pocket to help to build a relationship more.
Even the night we used our resources to get it in a strip club, and we didn't even pay. You know how much people paying just to perform in a strip club? $200. And that don't even go to the dancers. That's in the DJ's pocket. You still got to go tip the dancers. So when you have a team that can have resources or whatever, and they say meet us halfway. Whatever you coming up with, we gonna match it, but you don't want to do nothing. Have you at the most elite studios and don't nobody know who you are. You shaking hands with people who know other people, taking you places that no one know who you are. I just think the disrespect from an artist to a manager that really is thoroughly looking out for them, that don't charge them, that's where the artist is losing it. That's why people aren't allowing you. That's why these people can't do their research, because they got to make sure they ain't stepping on the people who genuine. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
That's what it was for me when I moved. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, let me focus on my comedy, you know? But Reddy, we're going to close out so you can go back and do what you do.
Next week, we're going to get into it real deep. Real deep.
I got to make some calls because I feel like I need to, you know, start managing and see what I can do, you know what I mean? I got oversized.
Get that bag.
Something's in there that gonna make something shake, you know what I mean? So I already
get that bag
for the Reddy review, and folks really like you know, the show that you have with me or whatnot, and I appreciate
be a consultant or something. You know what I mean?
So I thought I was gonna have to start paying you to do the shows since you with all these big wigs and stuff like that, bro. I don't make all the things, bro.
It's free game, y'all. Free game. This you. If you want, unless you want that review, it's free game. Like I give it away for free because it's like I don't get to connect with people like that anymore. So it's free game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's
a platform where I could just,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I stopped for a moment because it was a lot. And I feel like I had to take on the whole burden. So trust me, if I can get a game away for free, I'll give it away for free.
All right, Reddy. Well, I appreciate you rocking with the Reddy review.
Till next week. I appreciate everybody listening, watching the Reddy review. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LAWDIWOOD for giving me the platform. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give her the shout out, Zorlu. You know what I'm saying? Catch her on Clubhouse creeping around somewhere.
Yo, Slide, Comedy Vixen, man. Y'all pull up on me. I be in some rooms minding my business. At one time, they was like, oh, Zora, just come sit in the room. Don't say nothing. Bro, let me just be me. Like, I don't need to talk. You know what I'm saying? Then I become a moderator. And people like violate.
Nah, I feel you.
Look, I got 3 invites. I invite my other phone if I get kicked off already.
Nah, I feel you.
I'm going to holler at you, man. Keep your head up.
All right, y'all. You too, y'all. All right.